I am a little bit disappointed that I didn't get this drawing a little bit farther past the, like, I just left it at the thumbnail. I don't even have the first sketch of it. I forgot that I hadn't even got that far in this. So, mm. Oh, I found out not too long ago that it's probably not a good idea for me to start the actual sketching phase on stream. I need to actually have an idea of what I'm doing first. You know, lines to trace over and stuff like that. Okay. We'll just see how this goes, I guess. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's it's better if I already know where I'm going with something before I start a stream, at least. Like, I don't know what kind of expression to put on her face, or I just realized I'm not really certain what type of art style to use for this. Like, I think I was kind of thinking of doing the typical Pokemon style thing, maybe, but not entirely. I don't know. I guess I'll just throw stuff together and see what I get. Just occurred to me I don't even know what size this picture is. Nope, nope. I felt like that when I made Blue Lucky. I had a sketch I did of her before to give me an idea of what parts she has. Ah, okay, I got you. Whoa, what am I looking at? Okay. Is that how big I want it? Yeah, it's gonna have so many parts, so many characters. I probably do need to draw at a very large size, so. Come on, tell me what size I'm at. 100 right there. So that's gonna be the full size of her face. I don't even know. I don't even know how to draw her eyes. How I'm planning to. All right, now. I just realized I don't even know what she's going to be dressed in. I don't know what she's going to be wearing. This is going to be interesting. Well, she's not too far different from what I'm going for. Oh, that's a dude. Alright. Okay, yeah, hers are pretty sharp. Oh. No, I don't like her eyes. Their eyes are a lot more dramatically angled than I usually draw mine. I don't think I'm going to stick too true to this style. It's okay, but it's really difficult to handle. Okay, I'm done looking at reference pictures. I don't need these. I don't like them. Although I clearly need to practice my day spine gold scales because I clearly lack the skill to understand what comes first in drawing them. E.g., I do not draw blue's final didn't draw blue's final spike until it was nearly done. Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I don't work with guidelines, and I don't really do. I mean, I think I do out of habit. I have kind of a certain order in which I draw character. Well, usually I draw humans, and it's usually the face first, and then just top down typically. Um, and that's just kind of how I usually do. I just start with the face on whatever it is I'm drawing, um, and work things out. I usually just kind of work things out as I go. I'm a pantser. I don't do a whole lot of planning ahead to speak of. And a lot of people will tell you that's counterintuitive. And yes, to some degree, it can be. For some people, it works. It works better for some people than others. I can't use guidelines worth a hill of beans. I just can't. I've tried many times in my life, and I can't. I can't overplan my art. Basically, otherwise it falls apart. And that's just what works for me personally. Um, so yeah, at least I would say at least make sure that you have all the parts drawn before you get to the coloring stage. You, don't don't do this silly nonsense that I did where I forgot to even have my sketch before I almost started. I was gonna just try to ink this, and then I realized I don't have a sketch. This is just the thumbnail, and it was literally a thumbnail. I only drew it about that big, and then stretched it out to the size of this thing because I was going to do the sketch over that, and then do the line art over that, and then I just oh fudge. 1 second. I remember back when Burns suggested using your cell phone to monitor your video while you're streaming, which is a good idea, but that works only as long as the phone itself works and isn't having issues. Okay, there we go. And yes, a day-spined gold scale is what Blue is. She was found as an egg within a dragon hunting a group of bandits, and my OC Jennifer found her wrapped in her mother's skeleton. Skeleton? Skeleton for protection, suggesting the mother had done it to stop the bandits smashing her. Aw. Blue was thought to be part of a rare type of dragon and possibly the last of her kind, as not much is known about day-spined gold scales. Well, that's interesting. That's also an interesting name for them, day-spined gold scale. That sounds that sounds pretty cool. Okay. See, I'm not even at the undersketch yet. I'm still on my palette layer, which is not. I mean, it's kind of my experimentation layer too. Usually, where I experiment with colors and lines and stuff. I don't know if I want a more rounded or more angular shape for this. Really don't like that. Hold on. Yeah, that's... I'm really not doing a very good job of branching out of my usual eye design. Used to draw them all the same one way, and then I started changing them and ended up drawing them all the same a different way instead, which was never my intention. I do have a problem with same face syndrome in my art, so... Blue's kind were mainly fruit and vegetation eating dragons, only eating fish on rare instances during times when berries and fruits were less available. Oh, that's cool. So are these your own, strictly your own creation, or are these, like, is this lore from an existing, like, I don't know if you have an account on something like, what is it, Toy Box or Fur Affinity or whatever. I know sometimes they come up with, I don't have an account on either one of those, but I know sometimes they come up with, someone comes up with a creature and lore and stuff and allow people to, you made them yourself. Okay, that's cool. That's really neat. I like the way it's sounding so far. This is the wrong layer, but whatever. She's just gonna look the same as she always does, I guess. Oh, wait, that's... Oh, right. Okay, that wasn't necessary. Alright, whatever. Good news, I don't have to draw her ears. That saves me a little bit of work, I guess. I don't think that's right. Day-spined gold scale is a European dragon mainly keeping itself to dense forests of magic. Oh, cool. Okay, so... It doesn't have to be perfectly accurate since it's a hat. And you know, different artists will make things look different, but let's see, if I do this, and that'll be like the purple inside bit. So they're actually shaped more like they flare at the end and then almost close up at the, or they flare at the base and almost close up at the end, basically. Uh, Maybe not quite that dramatically, but let's see. Okay, now what is her hair doing? I don't understand my lines. I mean, I see the top of the ponytail coming out up here. guessing this. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Oh, I think it's back and forth like that? Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure what. I actually drew this sketch several months ago. So. I don't actually know what I'm doing. Although some have been known to migrate to places like America during the colder months, though it's a risk as dragons are not as common in these areas as they're hunted for the golden blue scales which they possess, as it's considered something which can bring good fortune to those that have such a scale. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I never went anywhere with it, but one of these days I think I might give it a try. I did I think it was based on a dream that I had one time where I wanted to write a story that was, I couldn't really think of anything for the story itself. I had more of a setting than a story. But it was like some explorers went to this moon and they discovered that all of the creatures that lived on that moon were dragons, no matter what the creature was. If it was a hummingbird, it was just a little tiny dragon. If it was a panther, it was a dragon. If it was whatever it was, they were all just different. Every single creature on that planet or on that moon was a dragon in some way. They were, like a dragonified, I guess, version of every creature. So they looked familiar. They looked like, the kind of creatures we have on our world, but they had a whole lot of just dragonish features. And I always thought that was a really interesting concept. I haven't found anything to do with it yet, but it's something I'd like to try to revisit one day. Oops. Why is my control not working? There. All right now. Okay. My voice is getting a little bit rough. So I think her hair is just swishing around that dramatically there. So it's like, so that's actually not a good angle for it right there. It would be more. I hate that I do the Sailor Jupiter ponytail on her all the time. It was not my intention to do that. But I got so used to drawing it this way. Now it's hard to stop. Let me see if I can modify this somewhat. That's cute. I definitely don't want to just direct copy any of these, but let me see if I can that's a thought. Divide it up. Okay, I think I can do this. Well, Okay, that's way over exaggerated. Hold on. I mean, I know Pokemon trainers have exaggerated features, but oof. Does that look good? Does that look intuitive to her design or whatever? Not sure how to. Okay, that's overkill. Let's pull that back a little bit. But I like the. I think I like this. Oh, oh, I missed a whole bunch of that. Uh, As of 2001, the dragon hunting was outlawed, yet some still do it, even though the risk is far worse than the reward. Also, your story sounds awesome. Well, thank you. I may write a book of dragons I come up with. You know, I can't even count how many times I've had stories about dragons to write about, because I just remembered another one that I had two different titles for it, and I couldn't decide between them. One of them was I Am Dragon, or I Am the Last Dragon, or something like that. Another one was Steel Dragon, and it was a small dragon that was made of steel. And I don't really remember much of anything about it. But it was the last. It may or may not have been the last dragon, but it was the only one that anybody knew of, at least at the beginning of the story. And the only thing I remember about it is that there was a little boy walking through a field and just suddenly saw a tiny flash of metal shoot in front of him, and he went to investigate it and discovered it was a dragon, and it was a tiny dragon that had been hunting for some kind of creature for food and didn't notice that it had been seen, and usually was trying to stay in hiding, but it had been starving for so long that it was being less careful, and the two of them became friends. And I don't know, I don't remember that much about it, but I love dragons and fantasy so much. It just sounds awesome. Hey, have you ever heard of these books called they make these books called Dragonology and Mythology, and it's just a whole bunch of fill in the blank ology books. And they're these like interactive books, these large things. They're thick and heavy, and they've got all the pages have they'll have they make it look like for example Dragonology, which they ended up making more than one Dragonology book, which I think was pretty amazing. And I can't tell you who the writers or the publishers are or anything, but it's like you open it up and every page has something unique that it tells you about the different types of dragons, what and it looks like it was written by someone who is an expert and who has been out in the fields actively studying dragons. It has collected samples of he's got samples of their scales, and there's like a little bit of material, like a little patch of sort of scaly material or paper or something like that, just attached to the page, and there are like these pockets that you pull out and see these handwritten notes basically about what this person discovered, and just like all sorts of little, they're really awesome. I really want them for myself. I've only seen them at the library. I haven't found where I could get them. I never really thought to look either, but I've never seen where I could actually buy them. But I really want to get some of those books because I love those books to death. They're so fantastic and amazing, and just so, what's the word? Immersive, basically. You feel like you're just reading someone's, like private diary of all of the dragons that they've been out to study. It's really cool. Sounds like a book I saw on dinosaurs. Gonna say Steel Dragon sounds awesome. Yeah, did I just miss? Okay, the idea that one minute you could be walking through a dense forest, next you could run into a large gathering of dragons which you'd never seen before. It just makes me excited. Yeah, I really, when I was little, I used to just always dream about things like that. I really did have like a million dragon stories. I was seriously, I was in love with dragons. I still am. I just kind of have more focused interest on certain things just as it pertains to my career, air quotes. But anyway, lately I've been doing more focus on certain sci-fi story that I've been working on, and a certain fantasy novel that did not involve dragons. So they haven't really been front and center in my life as much lately, basically. But I also liked creating my own mythological creatures as well. Okay. Is she holding a Pokeball? That's Ampharos. That's Ampharos' tail. Okay. There are no Pokeballs in this Pokemon picture. I just realized that. I didn't finish drawing her hat up there. Oh well. Get back to that in a little bit. I'm gonna thin this down a little. Oops. I actually have no idea what she's doing with her hand over there. I don't know what that's. Uh, I drew this several months ago. I think I drew this back in, I want to say December? November, December, somewhere around there is when I did this, and I just kind of put it away for a while. That just doesn't look very natural. I also created a small set of different creatures I called bathoglins. Bathoglins? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but yeah. Plus, I have a super active imagination, so I could probably help with the books. Oh, I know that feeling. I know. Oh, I. Mine is almost impossible to shut up sometimes. It just keeps going and going, even when I don't want it to. So, oh man, I lost track of what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. trying to trying to read the chat and think of things to say and draw a hand at the same time. I don't know if you agree about this, but hands are hard to draw. They're so hard to draw. Trying to do this without zooming in too far, because I don't want to lose the scale, because then I'm just going to end up having, her fingers are just going to go all the way up here without me even realizing. That's going to be horrible. I'm going to zoom out and like half of her fingers are bigger than her entire head. I guess I'm just going to spread them all out and just... That's too far. Hold on. Kitty, what are you doing with your hand over there? Talk to me. Tell me what this is. I don't remember what I was doing when I drew you. Well, that doesn't look right. Why won't my drawing talk to me and tell me what I'm supposed to do? I'm pretty sure that's not going to work. Do you see what I mean? See what I mean? I can't do guidelines. They just throw me off. I mean, I'm struggling, but darn, that just made it worse. Ugh. You know, it looked better earlier before I started erasing it. I think she has all three fingers put together over there. Those three, I mean, there's her index finger and then three more in a group. I think that might be what it is. That's why I'm not seeing all of them the words in my sentence here. But then I just keep doing that, and that doesn't look right either. So I think it's... That looks terrible. That just doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. I am just making this worse and worse and worse. I was going to say, it looks like she's doing an after battle victory pose. Well, let me see. I think what I had in mind was more charging into adventure type of thing. Like she's getting really excited and running forward somewhere. I really don't know. I don't know anymore. Actually, her hand doesn't look that bad here. It kind of looks like she's shoving her Aunt Pharaoh's back, though. I just noticed. It's like, get your face away from me! Boom! Why did I just action the pose as I wrote that? I get that when I RP. I'm just, like, talk to me! Yeah. So one thing that I find that's helpful for writing up characters, if I'm really stuck with the plot of a story, if I'm stuck understanding where I need to take the story, a lot of times I do these little character interviews where I just start talking to my character and just whatever comes out, and eventually stuff. I try to make sure it's mostly directed to the story and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, you had such a rough childhood, what happened with your mom when blah blah blah, and then see what my character answers back to me back like that. I can't even count how many character interviews I've done. I've got a lot of them. I've still got some of them saved. If I feel like it's not too much of a spoiler, I might look for some of those character interviews, post them up in the darkness somewhere, maybe up in the in the writing section or the writing art section. um I don't know if that's a thing you've ever done or ever considered. Well, yeah, that's basically what I do. You know I don't close my eyes, but I what I do instead is I write it all down. I write down, I'm like, okay, well, what is this that you're thinking about here? And then write down whatever the character responds, and then just keep going like that. Come to think of it, it reminds me of a scene from Criminal Minds. I cannot remember the guy's name. The guy that replaced, what's his name at the beginning? Oh, God. I don't remember names at all. Hold on. But, like, he was the, oh my God, I can't think of anything. But anyway, this one guy on Criminal Minds was talking about how something he likes to do is just imagine like sitting at a dinner table with the unsub and start asking questions back and forth. And this is the way to engage his mind and just plot out the various possibilities of what could be knowing what I know about this person, what are some of the pieces I can put together to fill in the blanks that I don't know about the unsub. And he'll ask questions and just he just gets some very natural answers back, going back and forth. And like, yeah, that's like a spectacular. I know I talk about MBTI out of context sometimes, but that's extroverted intuition if I ever saw it. That's a very wonderful use of it, a very good illustration of how that works. You ask questions and just find out where it naturally just leads, basically. And it can go in all sorts of really different directions and stuff unexpectedly. And you start seeing a whole lot of just connections and answers coming together finally. If that makes any sense. I don't even know. But anyway, uh, alright. I think I'm satisfied with her hand. I think it looks okay. Now that I look at it a little more zoomed out and in context with the rest of the picture, I think it actually looks fine. It looks a little bit like she's shoving her ampharos, but we'll see if I can work something out later or whatever. I still don't know what she's gonna wear. Still don't know. I don't think that's a good angle for that. Is it? I think it's probably more like... Well, that was a... whatever. See, I don't have any fingers drawn on this hand at all. She just has... She's this little flipper. I've got to try to interpret this flipper now. I'm gonna do that trick that what's his name talked about, and when in doubty, one finger outie. Just draw one separate finger, pick up a thing tip from Loish, and just take a note out of her page, out of her book, and put the rest of them together. See if this makes any logical sense. I cannot remember the name of the guy who did that video where he said that. This doesn't look good. So like, I think this is, so, hold on. That's the end of her wrist right there. And then that's going to be, whoops, first knuckle is going to show up right about here. No, I want it to be curved like I just... So I think, well, that doesn't look right. That, her hand isn't twisted around like, okay, so, okay. Side of the hand, so like, this will be like the meat of the side of the whatever that is, I don't know. Her pinky's gonna be somewhere around like right here. And then the rest of her fingers. Foo buckets. Okay. Probably more of a profile view of this hand, I think. And then you know what? I don't think I want her fingers open. What if Whoa, not that long. I'm not actually sure why she would be holding one finger up and kind of pointing that way. Uh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a little more relaxed, but I'm not sure. Just go with what your mind tells you and let it drift and go into your mind, and that's when you can truly connect with a character. Yeah, creativity doesn't come from some book or written story. It's in your inner self. Creative is you, so connect with that and see past the physical barrier of the drawing in front of you. Yeah, yeah. All that drawing is a window into the unseen world. Part of you is written into each drawing, so connect with that and go on an adventure with it. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, yeah, that's how I take it, how I handle it, basically. I'm sorry if I'm not very coherent. I'm having difficulty trying to focus and talk at the same time. Oops. This is not. That doesn't agree with my. Hmm. Like, she's got. Oh. She's got one shoulder up, and then she's like tilted that way. I've got a complicated tilt here. So. It's not quite full forward. Oops. Oh, wrong layer. Let's go back down one. Yeah. I think it's going to be more I guess that's about right. Uh, well, I don't think it's quite. Yeah. See, this is going to get tricky again because it pulls forward and immediately goes back. And it's not like I've never done poses like this before, but I don't know. I guess I don't do it a whole lot. As much as I feel like I should, maybe. It doesn't pull back very far, though. It mostly goes downwards, so. I still haven't finished drawing her hat. I haven't drawn the skitty paws, or the tails, really. She's probably wearing boots. I feel like she's wearing boots, at least. That's not a good, that's not a good way to draw that. So she's got her ankle up here, and she's got her toes pointed almost all the way down. So her heel is like right about up here. And then I think she's stepping down on. Is that too big? Is that the right size? I think that's the right size, actually. Not sure what type of boots she's wearing, though. I'm just gonna leave that part out for right now. So this foot, I think what her leg is doing is it's coming forward and then only barely coming back. It's mostly going down. It goes back a little, but it comes down, and then her foot, I think, is she, no, I think she's, because she's running, so I think her foot is more like, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what her foot is doing. I don't know what I was doing when I drew this. Oops. Oh, whatever. Like, it's kind of twisted. Like, her knee is pointing, her leg and her knee are pointing this way, and then her foot kind of comes, I don't know. Wow, I just connected into the world of Pokemon. Imagine the character. I don't know why. I see some sort of crop top without sleeves. Well, I'm pretty sure she's wearing sleeves, but crop top might be right. Or she might be wearing a jacket over a crop top. Like a short, like a half jacket, you know. That sounds about right for my kind of style, I think. I'm gonna finish that hat because that's bugging me. Alright, these are the little rope tie thingies right here. That's thick. That's too thick. Alright then. I love that really dramatic, the way those things are swinging out like that. Oh no, down. Let me look at the picture of Skitty again and make sure I've got the tail right. I don't think she's going to be wearing a crop top and a crop jacket together. I think it's going to be one or the other. Okay, they don't do anything more complicated than just little lines holding up those little fluffs or whatever those are. I don't know. Okay, so it's not anything really complicated here. So I'm guessing the same type of rope connecting it to the hat would be what's being used right here. Or cord or whatever you call that. I don't know. So they're usually drawn with straight lines, but I'm going to give them kind of loose, slightly curved lines to imply that they're attached by little rope thingies. I'm going to give her some little short... You know, I wear skirts sometimes. I really love skirts. I think I'm going to give her some skirts. I'm not sure how I want to do that, though. Like... belly button's probably a little bit higher than that. Or not, I don't know. But let's see. I think she's just gonna have kind of form-fitting shorts, I guess. And that, well, you wouldn't see any of that right there, but yeah. And then I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe I'll draw that on her jacket or something, but you know what? Go back to the heart buckle. You know, she's wearing this silly little skitty hat. I wonder if she, not to make her a full cosplayer or something, but I wonder if she does extra little. You know what? She's not. Is she wearing boots? She might be wearing boots, but you know, they make these cute little leggings that I've always wanted to wear that look like this, and then they have like cat ears up on top, and then like a cat face. I'm gonna see if I can make a skitty version of this and see if I can make it look good. Hold on, let's see. Those ears though. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Hold on. These cute little sock thingies. It's like I don't know what a skitty even looks like. Like I haven't seen one 6,000 times. I have to keep looking up a reference picture of it. Alright, Skitty, you can just stay on my browser. Oh, right, it's got that little, okay. Hold on, it's got this moon crescent design on its face. And then these little eyes. This is going to be tricky because of the angle here. Because there's going to be all sorts of like weird stretching. And how far over the knee does that go? That seems to go like it makes it to the kneecap, but not all the way over the kneecap. So okay, actually this thing is, I think, positioned a little too high. Let me see. Like we've got the kneecap and a little bit of flare, and then the ears and the sock. So I'm going to put it here. I don't know if that's where I had it last or not, but ear, tuft thingies, and then the inside of the ear. I don't think you're going to see all of it from this angle. And then how far forward is that facing exactly? I'm not sure that's quite... Why does it do that? Eraser, why are you weird? Okay, Eraser, what you doing? Okay, why is the opacity being messed up then? Stop it. Alright. I think it's going to be stretched out a little bit more towards this way, and then... Oh, I don't think that's the right angle. Hold on. Maybe? Skitty almost doesn't even have a nose. Like sometimes I see pictures with her with a nose, and then sometimes like it's a tiny dot or it's just not there at all. I think I like this. You know what I haven't done? I have not saved this entire time. I'm going to do that right now. Before some kind of catastrophe happens. So you'd say she's a Skitty fan. Yes, she is. Ugh. My voice is getting so crackly. I think she could still wear boots with this, but I bet they'd be like really short, really low, let me... Can I do that? I don't know if I can... I wonder if that's a... You know, while I'm referencing pictures of Pokemon, maybe I could reference pictures of, I don't know, boots. Maybe. Learn how to draw a friggin' boot. I think that's the basic concept I want to go for. I have no idea what these boots would even be called. That's one thing one of my big problems with drawing clothing and stuff is that I always want to come up with these neat little ideas for clothing, but I have no idea what it's called. And if I want to look up references, I have no idea how to. I have no idea. Oh, those are shiny. I don't want laces, I know that. I want a zipper. I don't know if I want a zipper down the front or if I want that to just be a seam. I don't know how she puts them on otherwise. What are those? Okay, that's an interesting design. I wouldn't wear it personally. I think I would break my feet. I wouldn't even have to be standing in those. My feet would just break. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god. Oh, some people's idea of fashion. Oh my god. Like, I know you can't see this, but I just saw this pair of. I don't know what this is about. The toes are pointed and then, like, super pointed, and then basically instead of the high heel coming out of the back, it's coming out of the front from the shins and the ankles, and it just looks so terrible. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know who thought that up or why. I don't want to spend too long on this. I think I've got the general idea of what I want at this point. So oh my goodness, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Didn't I say this was supposed to be a short stream? How long has it been? How long have I been streaming? An hour and 45 minutes. Well, should have done a spattering of images before starting drawing. Well, that's what I was saying before, is I should have had a lot more of this prepared already, and I didn't think to. I completely skipped that step, so. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what those are for. She kind of looked like she was walking like a satyr or something, because she had to really bend herself at the knees and kind of crouch down in order to hold her balance on both points of that shoe. I don't know. It was really weird. I like this design. I gotta figure out what her foot back here is doing now. Maybe it's going like straight down. I don't know. I think it's more kicked, kind of kicked upwards, I guess. The toes are coming up. Mm. Ah. Well, I guess it would be more like there'd be. Sh- Guess what? Guess what? This it. Why is it doing that? Full opacity eraser, please. Her ankles are in there somewhere, I'm sure. I might come back and modify this later and tweak that up later, but for now I'm just gonna leave it like that. I really love this look so far. I don't know what I'm doing with her top. Like, I guess I'm doing a crop jacket. But I don't know, like, maybe a tank top or. What if she's just wearing a tube top and then has a. It's summertime and I can't help thinking of tube top. I'm actually wearing a tube top right now. Maybe that's why I've got that on my mind, because it's summer and it's hot and these are comfortable. So I don't think I've seen a Pokemon trainer in a tube top yet. That doesn't mean anything though, because it's not. It's been a while since I've been into the games, to be honest, and I don't really watch the anime. I occasionally watch the movies. I wonder. I'm just gonna go ahead and give her the little frilly thing at the bottom that mine has. I think it's gonna go up a little bit higher on this side. And then just... Come to think of it, I have a pair of white scorch that look a little bit like this. Alright. I'm good with that. Now I gotta figure out how to do her jacket. That's a very loose looking jacket. That looks like it's made of a very lightweight material. I think I want to go for something a little more stiff. A little more solid, you know. I guess I'm kind of thinking of Jessie from Team Rocket. Maybe. Something like that. Not like made of leather or anything like that, but just... I don't know what Jessie's crop top is made of, though. Jacket. It's a little too short. Hold on. No, I think it would be angled so that... I think there we go, that's better. No, I don't think her arm is coming up. No, it's kind of pulling forward, so yeah. You could see upward in the sleeve a little bit, I guess. Well, I thought about trying to do that, the flame and electricity thing here on her shirt, but she's got a hand in the way right there. So I guess it won't show up right there. Maybe on her sleeve? I'm not sure. I don't know if I like that. I like the rest of this though. Something like that, I guess. Is she wearing gloves? She's probably wearing gloves. They usually do. There's usually. I'm tempted to use my drawing glove. You know what? I'm gonna do it. She's wearing. That's what she's got. She's got. It only covers those two fingers. Okay, yeah, I like this. Now I gotta figure out her glasses. I actually kind of suck at drawing glasses, really. They're really hard to draw to line up with everything. You know, they've got to line up with the eyes, the eyebrows at a certain point, the brow bone, the ears, the sides of the head, and all of that stuff. And you have to make sure that everything in the face is proportioned and positioned correctly, because then if they're not, the glasses are going to end up looking really awkward there. She also most likely has some hair coming out of. Not really sure how to handle this part. Also, I want to give it some more playful angles here. I don't want those. I want these little rippling angles instead of those curls I usually do. I'm not quite sure where I'm going with that, but and of course she's always got these little bits down here, because I actually have these little tufts of hair that pop out in front of my ears like that. Alright, I like this. I like the way this is going. I'm really glad that I went with this. This looks good. I like this. There we go. Alright, I think that's gonna about do it. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I completed my drawing of Kitty. Well, sketch of Kitty. Adventure Skitty fan Kitty. Now you're thinking outside the box. Yeah, yeah. I definitely don't like to go for what's too conventional. I like changing. I really like this. I put in a whole lot of dynamic details into her clothes this time around. I'm usually not that great at designing clothing that, especially that doesn't just look all just so stereotypical. I've got like a tight, well not tight, but like a form-fitting tube top with ruffly, which, yeah, technically that's what I'm wearing, but whatever, I don't care. And then this flowy, drifty skirt and skirts. And then I love the skinny leggings. I want the socks, whatever they are. I want them. I want them. I wish they were real. I want those, and I want the hat. Oh, the hat's crooked. One ear is. You know what? That's what happens every time I wear those anyway. They slide around. You move around them, love, and then they slide and shift on your head. So you know what? I'm just gonna keep it. And I'm really glad that I did this with her hair. Well, it looks more like the usual wavy curly stuff that I did, but I put more angles into her hair there. And I really like the gloves that I just did. I like this whole overall thing. I really love this. This looks great. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for coming and watching. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will try to pick this back up again. I think I'm drawing a beep again tomorrow, and then I'm not sure. I think Tuesday I might be playing Half Dead 2. And then after that, probably I'll pick this up. At some point, I'll come back to this anyway, sometime this week, I hope. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.